Alright, this one is for Gdog here. Gdog, this is how I strap my vehicles once they get kind of heavy. So I've taken off the bumpers and you can see a little, oh come on buddy. So you can see a little bit of flare to the chassis, and then I put on the bumper holders backwards to give it kind of a hook right here. You can see that right there, so the bands won't actually come off. And then alright, I don't know where I was, but cat interrupted me. But the bottom of the servos kind of are square, so I just kind of lay the rubber bands around the bottom of it, and it seems to hold it pretty well. You can see like how far it'll go right there, but it will go farther if you push it, right? So it seems to be a pretty easy way of doing it. You don't need to buy any straps. These are just cheap office supply elastic bands, and then I use a marker and make them whatever color you need to suit the vehicle. The back is a little bit different though, so let's flip it. Here we go. So at the top of your diff here you have the mounting for your links. I go underneath those, so it's actually underneath those links, and it kind of touches the drive shaft a bit, but it's an elastic band so it doesn't do too much. And then on the top I go behind the shock mounts here just to keep it in place. It will lift up and over that if you need it to, depending on what you want, right? Really easy to do, and it just stops the tail kicking out when you're going down a hill. So if you got lots of torque twist, it's gonna work past these, but you just throw in another elastic band and you're good. You could even braid the elastic bands together before you do it to make it even stronger. I'm pretty sure that's how I have it set up on the Gladiator as well. Yeah, you can see it's red. Same deal. Up and around behind the battery posts. Oh, this one's a little different. Take a better look here. So I've actually taken the shock mounts off completely, don't need them. I've moved these forward. So it is sitting right behind the battery mount here. Right there. So it is kind of using the shocks towers. I'm a liar. They're just completely different than the other Jeep. Bizarre. Anyway, that works, and then just stick it around the back of the links here, and it does a pretty good job of holding them. That's how I strap mine. Very, very simple. So as you can see, the chassis is flared out a bit to keep the elastic band on, because I don't use bumper stuff at all on these, because I really like a nice approach angle. Like, you can hit almost 90 degrees with this thing. Drive right up to a wall and it'll go over. But that's how I do the strapping. Very, very simple. Works rather well. You get a few degrees angle for climbing, so it's pretty nice. Don't have to spend any money buying, waiting. You just get it done in a few seconds. If you really want, you can use something like these guys. There's some zip ties. Then it's really strong and it won't go past a certain point, but it does stop your flex, right? You're not going to get that. It'll only go to a certain degree. So I'm thinking that's what I've done since the get-go. Once it gets past a certain weight, you kind of need to strap it down, especially if you're running double barrels. Double barrels are like 22 millimeter, I think, actual compression length, where stock is 1 centimeter. Hot racings and everything like that are just 1 centimeter. Once you get into the AX24 here, it looks pretty long, but it only has a centimeter and a half, 15 mils travel. It's not that much. Double barrels have more travel. That's why I think double barrels are the greatest. You just have to know what you do with them. Like if you're running double barrels with the springs that come with it, you're going to be sitting way too high. You're not going to get the compression. You're not going to get the flex. Just watch some videos out there of people running double barrels. Their truck just rides like this all the time. It doesn't do anything. It hits a bump and it doesn't flex. It just it almost looks like it's gonna roll. So if you want gnarly flex, like this thing has insane flex to it. And you'll get that from the double barrels. You're not going to get that from single barrels. I'll actually go get the C10 and show you just how bad it is. Alright, C10's on the bench. This is stock suspension. You can see there's like no twist at all. I even got the back angled, so I get a little more in the rear, you know, to have better tracking following. But you don't get flex. There's zero flex to this. It makes for really, really tough climbing. But if you want something that's going to soak up the bumps and have a good time, just look at this thing now. It's nuts. A lot of people don't like the double barrels, and there's something wrong with them. I don't understand them. Never will. But this thing is wicked. You want it to actually get over some terrain? That's the way to do it. And then strap it. So again, there it is. Quick little look. Goes underneath. You're gonna have to take off this or this, one of those two. Stick it under, put it around. Really, really easy. And it's really easy to center it too. You just kind of grab it here, squish it, bend it, move it, and you'll get the proper tension on each. You can actually add more tension up here just by moving and pushing and doing all sorts of stuff. It's pretty fun. But that's what I recommend. And run your double barrels with the stock springs. Take the stock shocks apart, put them into this. Then you get this awesome stance. Super low, but you get all the twist when you need it. I think they're the best looking like that, personally. Nice and low, but then so good. This, I believe, the C10 comes with stronger springs than normal. I actually took them apart, put them on a scale, and just pushed down, and these were pushing over 100 grams when it got close to its full compression length. And the other ones, I don't know where they came from the JLU or the Glad, but they were only pushing 60 grams. So I flipped it out and put them in here. And now I get all that twist without anything, I guess, preventing it. It's pretty nice. I haven't strapped this thing because I don't have double barrels on it. But once you go to those big shocks, you're going to need those double barrels, or you're going to need the straps, or your truck's going to ride funny and it's not going to work very well. I'm all about performance versus looks, really. Like I want the vehicle to perform before I even touch any looks. Performance over anything. Yeah, just like cars. Don't ricer it up. That's just silly. Oh, make a sleeper before you rice it up. And the Gladiator looks so much better with bigger wheels. Anyway, getting off topic. Okay, later. Peace.